I think there's Kai'Sa mid at the moment, it seems, as we load into game number 2. Do or die now for DCG if they want to make that third place position. Frank, they have one game fallback. 6-5 going aggressive. More aggression already this game than we saw out of him last game.
Very weak early game mid jungle for the side of Frank.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
665 looking to exploit that as early as possible. Get vision in the enemy jungle if he can and just figure out where Gemini is going to start this game.
Pressy attack it is for the Kai'Sa. Different skin though, not the IG one this time. I think that's a lose con. I think IG is the best Kai'Sa skin in the game.
Yeah, I don't hate the switch up though. Try something new.
Yeah, true. The SKT Callista skin, so that's definitely best in slot. No arguments there. I also think that Lee Sin skin might be best in slot. It used to be God Fist.
Yeah, everyone's using the new one as well.
Yeah, what is this one called? Storm something. 882 days since we last saw Shen, and it was Impunity Kralix playing it. And
Impunity?
Yeah, Impunity, they got eliminated, well, before the spring of this split.
Jiang is mid. It's a lane swap.
Oh yeah, Frank tried this against PSG. It was bad. But I think DCG might not be quite as used to lane swapping as PSG are. So
no, I don't think anyone in the PCS is. I'm just trying to make sense. Gemini is stealing away a red buff.
Flash Q. Imagine how Chad that would be.
How much XP did Taco manage to get? Did he get any? He lost his flash. Without anyone flashing onto him.
He shouldn't have gotten any.
Yeah, and yeah, the poke is just kind of hurting Kriskata in this lane. Does have TP this time around.
One thing Frank definitely does differently than PSG is they do not lane Archer.
There must be something Taco could do. He cannot be on Spotify right now.
Well, what on Spotify, you reckon?
Like, there must be something
PSG
to do.
just usually send Archer into the mid lane.
Yeah.
And the reason I talk about PSG so much is they are the team that did this all MSI long. So I think if any team in the PCS is to go off, it's probably them. But they were often the one proactively looking for the swap, and they would just lane their top laner mid to get a little bit of extra XP before coming and catching this massive wave as soon as they can.
Yeah, the way it's played out is Taco is just mega behind.
Yeah, I mean,
XP.
Jiang should be teleporting bot here. Or
they actually finished their recalls. I think that was a mistake to finish their recalls on Frank. This should be a kill on Taco. It's very greedy for him to go for this. We saw a lot of top laners at MSI TP in, unfamiliar with the meta, TPing in to this tower when they don't see people there. And just dying. This time Taco walks up on vision the whole way. And they decide to not kill him.
Yeah, I think Frank played that poorly. They did. They looked for the swap. I appreciate the effort, but they've come out second best.
Yeah, it has meant that 665 hasn't been able to exploit how strong their mid-jungle pairing is. And their jungle bot pairing. Honestly, all of 665 lanes are very strong and he'd love to play around them. So it's given Frank some time in the early game.
Yeah, but DCG are just so far ahead bot, and you're seeing the benefit of that now. Yeah,
nice.
I mean, you can't lane as this bot lane. You get to the bottom lane after that 3 stack of minion wave eventually arrives, or actually gets killed by your tower, is when you finally get to that bot lane, and it's slow pushing back to the bot lane that picked up 2 tower plates and a bunch of waves, up CS, up tower plates.
Yeah.
And it's a Callista versus Misfortune Leona. You can't run away as that bot lane against a Callista.
Yeah, and DCG's bot lane is up a lot of XP too, right? Because they, oh no.
It was a duo versus trioing it. Orca coming back, does flash away. Should be okay. 6-5 still looking aggressively, but...
Yeah, I like this from 665, just not letting off on the pressure. Orca does lose his flash for it, though.
Oh, Xenoblade connects. We're trying to look for something, but Orca is going to be able to get away with that taunt, and now it's Gemini who's under trouble. One rend will do it. He might even look for more as Wako does have flash available, but Feng with a Q! Not going to connect, but by God, this is close. And 665 still full HP. No flash available here for Kaiwing. Wako does have his flash, but it's only a cleanse, so there's no health that can be
Jimin and Jung both have TPE. I don't think either of them can, though. They're both stuck under their tower right now. This is just more kills. Gemini is trying to get here, but how do you play this as Frank?
Nice interplay. Wako with the flash. Is he going to be able to answer back? He's got the brain down. He does get one kill back for himself, but it's a double kill for Feng, who's now 4-0. And a horrendous start after a horrendous lane swap finds DCG looking real good for their climb back in game number 2.
Yeah, it's the story of their game, of Frank's game 3 against PSG, right? Where they kind of just lost the early game off of their own lane swap.
Yeah.
Without the enemy team scouting it or anything.
Oh, Jung, maybe the one to answer back. He's going to land one more Q. Not going to be able to do it here. No boomerang, level up, and he misses the boomerang.
I think he might be lucky that he did miss that boomerang.
Oh, he's dead anyway. Orca,
no flash.
He's going to get the taunt. Light work, and
oh, DCG,
I don't want to be too negative, but I'm going to say this is GG.
Yeah.
I think you have ruined the game going for that lane swap.
Yeah, you're already the comp with more agency, as we were talking about in DCG, and now you have leads in just about every position. So you're going to see the 665 we are more used to seeing this game. Making very reckless plays. And most likely just getting away with it because of how strong he and his team are.
Oh, I don't want to see Frank lane swap anymore.
Yeah, I don't get the lane swap. I guess Nar does better in a lane swap situation than a Renekton.
Yeah, but
I don't think any ADC does worse than MF. I don't think MF is very good at all. She's not terrible.
I mean, just with how the changes work, you're having to do...
70-something% less damage to this top tower, right? They actually had 3 people hitting it on the side of Frank versus 2.
And they got double the amount of plates in the bot side.
Yeah.
So an insane lead. I mean,
honestly, I do think the biggest mistake is Gemini is looking for something. He is 6 here before 665.
Yeah, I mean, Feng has his cleanse.
I mean... Oh, Orca might just die, though.
Yeah, no.
Oh, right.
Fate sealed. Yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to do. Fate's call, should I say, actually.
Yeah, I think the direction that
Everyone's here now. No ult available for Gemini. Killer Instinct lands. Chris Carter getting very, very confident, but he can because there is just such a seismic lead here as Wako's taken out. Q lands. 6-5, not even going to go down. Has that safeguard available.
Yeah, there's the aggression we're used to from DCG's mid-jungle. Just willing to jump in 2v3 there. And I think once Frank saw the direction that Fate's Call went in, once Orca got sucked in, he jumped back out at Frank. They kind of recognized the jig was up.
I was just staring at Wako's player cam just there.
Yeah.
And he just straight disposed of one gum and got the next gum right back out.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's like a one gum last two deaths kind of thing. And
maybe it's just different flavors.
Is.
Yeah. I mean, you can't do anything.
I did not notice that is where he was playing that fight, bro. Very good positioning, actually, because it blocks Frank from getting away.
Yeah. And they never have the damage to just kill him.
Yeah.
There we go. That was the removal of one gum. You saw it at the end there.
Yeah. All his rage out into that piece of gum.
4K gold advantage, by the way. We're at 9 minutes.
9 minutes is insane.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like there's really the tools to come back. Azir, maybe if he can stall for long enough, you can find a way back. But, I mean, you've just got a Callista 4-0 at this stage of the game and nobody on the side of Frank that can deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, Leona and Sedge can try, but she has cleanse.
Yeah, and ultimately, she's just got the mobility to dodge away from champs like that, right? There's no point and click.
Yeah, and from this far behind, something like a Shen becomes extremely annoying to play against.
Yep, because you think you've got to pick a way back into the game and it's just wrong and you all die.
Yeah, because everywhere you think you've got to pick except on the Shen is just a +1 numbers for DCG.
Let's see, DCG, are they going to look for a dive? Dominance available for Taco. It might be too risky, but I honestly think if they really wanted to, they could have potentially looked. 6-5's coming up, so maybe they still are. Yeah, Taco getting aggressive. Fury is starting to be stacked up.
Yeah, these lane assignments are kind of weird for both teams. It looks like it's going to be Renekton laning into the Azir, while Kai'Sa lanes against the MF bot. I think you're okay with this if you're Frank.
Yeah, you certainly are. Kind of feels like a best case scenario in many ways. You'd rather have your Gnar solo laning against a couple than a Renekton against Azir.
Yeah, and I mean, it seems like it's kind of put a stop to the aggression from DCG. They're just looking a little bit confused.
Yeah, I'd be confused if I was them too, just how they're up 5k gold in 11 minutes.
Now they're on this tower, and I don't think Gnar is making it to this wave without some help from his team. Though 6-6-5 is actually on these Void Grubs. And honestly, Gemini just looks a little bit lost. He's got no camps to do here. He's not going to contest Void Grubs. He just has to hover his top laner. He's just going to sit in this bush, essentially. Nothing to do, while 6-6-5 is actually gating objectives for his team. Already has Eclipse completed on the Lee Sin. Can just look for a dive after Cascada on his way to Jimmy and no TP.
We're back to this again, this time with a Kai'Sa instead of a Renekton. Nice flash torn, it's going to connect, and Jiang is not going to be able to get to Mega. Even the Fate's Call coming through to make sure that there will not be a death here onto Orca. Cascada maybe going down, the Ignite is ticking. Kaiwing still nice and healthy here. The Shen Shield, the Stay United was able to keep up this Cascada Kai'Sa. Jimmy trying to get there, but too little too late, as it is just going to be his entire team falling before his eyes.
Insanely well played dive by DCG. You don't see 4v3 dives like that very often, and the reason it worked is because they locked down Jiang instantly and kill him before he can Mega, as you're going to see here. And then the way they use their saves in this fight. So Orca's going to go in first here with a flash onto Jiang. Tank the maximum number of tower shots. As the final tower shot is going to kill him, he gets pulled in. As the final tower shot is going to kill Cascada, he gets Shen ulted here. And it ends up with no one living. Kaiwing is just under the tower now. His whole team's dead. And Fang's still full HP, can just zone Jimmy in away. Who would love to get in there and maybe pick up a kill or two in return.
Oh, this is a shellacking.
Yeah, this one's over.
This time, maybe we're seeing back-to-back 17-minute Azir games. This time, much less the fault of the Azir, who has just played mid lane.
He's just getting roamed on.
Yeah, but I mean, that happens when your entire team is just getting 4v3'd anywhere.
Yeah, Jimmy,
the game shouldn't look like this.
Only member of his team to knock her down.
I think the lane swap is very inexplicable. Your bot lane's completely fine. You have a winning top lane.
This is a level 8 MF, by the way. Okay.
Wave cleared. Bullet time used.
Yeah, that is all MF is useful for in this game right now, so it is nice to get that cooldown out of her if you're DCG.
Let's have a Bloodthirster first, so not the Essence Reaver.
Now, for Frank, I don't think DCG are on pace for a 20-minute end or anything like that. The way this is going, just because they have so few dragons. They do have the 6 Void Grubs, but not enough side lane pressure, it feels like, yet.
Finn got nearly 600 gold of tower plates.
Damn. Lane swaps, eh?
This was the most horrendous lane swap. I don't know. It's between this and the PSG Game 3.
Yeah. And
unfortunately, the people executing was the same team.
Yeah.
I mean, it must be working in scrims, but...
Yeah, something has to be happening in scrims. Yeah, like it got Gemini on decent lead. He got 6 first before 6-6-5.
Yeah, sick. El Sejuani has a lead.
Yeah, but it screwed over their bot lane. And Taco didn't really suffer all that much. He lost his flash. Cascada TP's in to keep the tempo going. They want to pick up Rift Herald and the Dragon if they can, though. It's a dive mid first.
Yeah, looking here. Nice CC chain lands onto Jimmy, and that's his first death of the game. the 11th for his team as Jiang does go Mega. It's a nice Mega ult, but 665 going to stay alive because of that Shen ult once again as Wako just getting auto attack down. One more static shift proc would take out this Nah. Can Wako or Chris Gardner even find it? No, he cannot. But it is 2 dead in a matter of seconds and none for DCG as they look to take down even more objectives in this middle lane. Feng completely untouched. Chris Gardner nearly the same.
Yeah, no hesitation from DCG. This is the 665 Orca combo we're used to seeing. 665 is at Raptors. He never hesitates for a moment. He's clicked behind the enemy team and he is walking in. Orca has also just right-clicked onto the Azir, and he is going to make the dive happen. Jimmy-In may be getting a little bit sleepy, not involved in any of this action so far. Just gets hit by a raw Shen taunt. No flash, nothing. Should probably not be happening to my Azir. You know, Azir has ulti, has flash, has E up, everything up, and Orca just walks up and taunts him here. I don't think that's very acceptable. And then the rest of the fight is so easy. Wako even gets caught on the side here by Kriskada, who positions immaculately this entire fight. Has 0 downtime at any point. And yeah, there's the damage.
I thought Jiang would have done more than that. Looked like...
landed a big ult, right?
Yeah, and so, like 665 almost died. I guess it was only tower.
I mean, he had tabbies and a phage.
Yeah, yeah.
At the time, very behind.
Yeah, I mean, we're just surely, as the side of Frank, talking about what to do next game. I think the discussion should go something along the lines of, all right, boys, let's just play standard lanes.
I think this game is a great example of why the Kalista is still considered so strong by so many teams. She's a super strong laner, as we saw, completely took over bot lane. And then in the late game, it's not that she's going to be a monster with her lead, it's that she now lets your team with a lead play so aggressively. Orca can just play like he's invincible because he is with a Kalista ulti. And it's set up just so many dives.
Yeah,
DCG have had to dive for every kill, essentially.
It's also that he gets Kalista ulted out on 1 HP and just Warmogs back to full.
Yeah, can Warmogs back to full,
so
can ulti
absurd.
back into the fight, yeah.
Yeah, we've put together one of the team comps of all time. To be fair, it's going a lot better than it probably should. And maybe they still win, but definitely not to this extent where we're thinking maybe Frank are losing in 20 minutes.
Oh, you know what I didn't think about? Shen W blocks Leona stun.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe a little inspired Shen pick here.
Uh-oh.
From Orca. He can also just taunt the Leona.
Yeah.
Force the Q onto himself rather than his teammates. So maybe a little Leona counter tech. Old Orca.
Yeah, I think the problem is, though, that you're just left with a Shen as your support.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think you'd rather have one Leona combo messed up than have a Shen as your support in general.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. Working for DCG this game, though. And when you're this ahead, the Shen feels great.
Yeah, for sure. You just go forward at will.
Yeah.
Gonna maybe get another chance. Actually, Smite is up. Should. Yeah, doesn't quite. And it's actually really well timed. Wako gonna pick up a nice shutdown, and everyone might just be dying. That's a shutdown number 2, and even 3 gonna come through. And what?
Kriskada's taking mid-inhib.
Yeah, mid-inhib is going down. It's not going to, but
okay.
Oh my god,
So 665 learning there that Kriskada.
John gonna maybe go down. Kriskada's looking to 1v2, and by looking to I mean completely doing it.
How does he make every game look like a solo queue game?
I don't know, but there's 2 tanks looking at him now, and a teleport coming. All stay united. Oh my god, there's no way, right? It's a 2v3. Kriskada's already dealt with 2 people. He's going to take down a 3rd. Gemini so low. They're looking for Jimmy in first of all, though. Yeah, out of mana is this Azir. Gemini is completely gone. And Kriskada carries on. That's 4 taken down almost entirely by 1 man alone. Up in the top, it's Orca taking down Jimmy, and all 5 members of Frank taken out. They got the 3 shutdowns, but what was it for? The person you need to shut down's going ballistic.
I'm surprised they don't go for the end here. We're going to see 665 learn a very harsh lesson that the Rift Herald does not push you back if it gets killed. Amazing CC chain into the MF ult here. by Frank as well means that they win this fight, but Cascada looked like he never really even thought about coming down and never even really thought about backing down from this 3v1.
Yeah, just so much stronger than anyone on the map. Was a bit of gold going back to Frank, but still firmly in control are DCG as they look to take us to a third match in this series.
Yeah.
What an absurd turn of events.
Yeah. I don't know how Cascada does it.
I don't know how DCG does it.
Was Cascada like this as ADC?
Yep.
When he was playing ADC?
Yeah, Cascada gave us a like 60-something minute game against CFO once, and it was like him on Kaiser against Shun on Vayne. It was such a sick game to watch.
Okay. So he's always been a psycho.
Yeah, that one series as well, the DCG versus CFO back then, when he was AD carry. I think there was like a 40-something minute game, and then a 60-something minute game not long after it. It was awesome. It was just one of the series of all time, that was. Jimmy finding some damage here off the side, but while that happens, our Sejuani's been completely annihilated.
Who's doing that damage? I assume it's Cascada. 665 is dead.
Yeah, Jung has taken out 665. Taco's looking for payback, though, for his jungler, as Cascada's going to get all the credit. Triple kill.
Hang on.
Triple kill. Oh, Fing took it. Boo. Triple kill and a double kill. But DCG, they do pick out game number 2. Very hard to describe what just happened.
Yeah, and I was wrong. They were on track to end in 20 minutes, I guess.
The game felt like it was over. I mean, I said it early on in the game. 4 minutes in, it was like, well...
Yeah, once it was like 5 kills to 1.
Yeah, and that was about 4 minutes in. It was like... just an inexplicable...
Yeah, I think I know the moment you're talking about. I felt the same feeling of despair. I think it was as MF and Shen swapped right back into a lane that's pushing away from them and die.
Yeah.
It is kind of just over. At this level of play, you can't really come back from that. You'd rather come back from Renekton AFK top tower than come back from what happened in the bot lane.
It was kind